Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from AL.com. Now this was written and or posted and updated on December 27th. It's written by Craig Timberg and Tony Rahm. I just have to say, and this is fucking beautiful, because we haven't heard shit about the whole Roy Moore thing, because after they slandered him, libeled him, destroyed, his career politically, maybe even his life to an extent, they were done with him. They tossed him aside. They didn't care that they lied about him and misrepresented things. And from the beginning, I had been saying that's what they were doing. And now, we haven't heard anything. And it's because that's what they did. Now we have this going on. Disinformation campaign targeting Roy Moore's Senate bid may have violated the law, Alabama AG says. How the fuck did that not violate the law? That should have violated election law. I mean, you literally had Democrats coming out and, slandering and libeling a fucking candidate. To me, that sounds like that should be a violation of fucking law. But hey, and by the very high standards of the United States for libel and slander, that should have been a violation of their law. But hey, the left does what the fuck they want. What gets me is they can sit there and they can meddle in elections. They can, do different disinformation campaigns and all this other shit. And it's perfectly fine and right. And they got no fucking problem with it. And they're like, well, it's just an election, bro. But, $100,000 of Facebook ads shown after the fucking election. Oh, they were, oh, that's Trump. That's Russian, disinformation and collusion and all this other shit. All right. They ignore the fact that, on the note of trying to piss off both sides of the false left-right spectrum, the false left-right paradigm, they, targeted Black Lives Matter. I mean, the Russians literally had the largest Black Lives Matter Facebook page. But, they wanted Trump in office. I mean, this is the derangement of the left and the Democrats, They're literally being strung along and played by the Russians with like Black Lives Matter. And it's because they wanted Trump to get elected. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? How the hell does that make any fucking sense? But that's their mentality with this. With the double standard thing going on. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall said Thursday that his office is exploring whether disinformation tactics deployed against Republican Roy Moore during last year's special election violated state campaign laws, and said he was worried that the operation could have affected the closely fought Senate race. Well, no fucking shit. That was the intent. And it worked. How the fuck can you, well, it could have. No, it did. That was why they did it. And it worked. Real simple fucking concept. The information is concerning, Marshall, a Republican, said in a phone interview. The impact it had on the election is something that's significant for us to explore, and we'll go from there. Well, no shit. They tried, all right, it worked with Moore. They tried it with some other people, it worked. They tried it with Kavanaugh, it blew up in their fucking face. Hopefully that's the last time they'll fucking try it because it blew up in their face, but that's not likely. And on top of this, people buy into it. I mean, hell, look at all the spurgs with Kavanaugh, with their disinformation campaign bullshit, using the same exact playbook they used with Moore. You had to. And what's funny is these people get discredited, like with the fact of the yearbook. What his supposed signature and statement were written, and quote that he put in the yearbook were written with two different fucking pens. I mean, come on now. It's that they're so thinly veiled with their shit. It's like, oh, well, this person's mentally fucking retarded. They've got brain damage and they're willing to make a false claim. Well, shit. We'll roll them out and use them for our political purpose. And they get away with it. It's fucked up. Moore lost the election to his Democratic rival, Senator Doug Jones. Marshall, who said he learned of the disinformation campaign called Project Birmingham through news reports over the past 2 weeks, stopped short of announcing a formal investigation, but said his office was beginning to gather information about the effort. I mean, they called the disinformation campaign Project Birmingham. This was organized. I mean, this should be definitely investigated, because if they're organized like that they're naming shit, this is probably goes a lot deeper than, some fucking LARPing idiots who said, "Ooh, let's fuck this guy over." I mean, this had to be organized. This had to be funded. This had to be orchestrated, planned, the whole 9 yards. We're planning to explore the issue further, Marshall said. Well, I would do more than explore. I'd fucking have a full investigation and probably be trying to find what crimes they committed and charging them for them, which makes sense to me. So that way we don't have this type of shit continue. Because if they see someone go to jail for that crap, they might actually think twice about fucking pulling it. Internet billionaire Reid Hoffman apologized on Wednesday for giving $750,000 to a group, American Engagement Technologies, that allegedly had ties to an effort to undermine support for Moore and bolster Jones. I'd do more than apologize, dude. I'd be demanding my fucking money back. The new senator has called for a federal investigation into Project Birmingham. Well, no shit. That would probably be a good fucking idea. It's just, to me, it would make sense to do that. Hoffman said in his statement Wednesday that he did not know that the money had been used for disinformation tactics, including a reported effort to create fake evidence that automated Russian accounts called bots were supporting Moore in the race. They didn't, excuse me, but they literally labeled and called anyone and everyone that they could a fucking Russian bot. Oh, if you didn't fucking parrot the shit that the Democrats and the left were doing, you're a Russian bot. When I still had my Twitter, oh, fuck me sideways. I got accused on a regular fucking basis of being a Russian, using a sock account, or an actual Russian bot. It was fucking hilarious. And what's messed up is the left and the Democrats got caught big time with major bot usage up to and leading into the election. They got caught doing that shit. Like open society, like Soros funded shit. I love how they literally will accuse anyone and everyone of the shit that they're doing. It's fucking hilarious. If they accuse someone of something, they're fucking guilty of doing it. That's one of the things I've learned with Democrats these days. And it seems to hold true. Jonathan Morgan, chief executive of Texas-based research firm New Knowledge, has acknowledged being paid by American Engagement Technologies to experiment on a small scale with disinformation tactics, including creating a Facebook page that sought to appeal to Republicans who might not support Moore. Morgan has repeatedly denied that he attempted to affect the outcome of the election or that he had any role in the broader efforts of Project Birmingham. Well, of course, because he knows that this could possibly lead to some legal shit going on, and he doesn't want to be a part of it. He knew what he was doing. He knew what it could be used for. He can't play stupid at this point. He had to have known what the hell they were up to. Unless he is a fucking moron. But hey, I don't think he is. I'll give him a little credit. Morgan did not immediately respond to requests for comment on Marshall's actions in Alabama. Well, of course, he doesn't want to talk about it. He just wants the shit to go away. A spokesman for Hoffman did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Hoffman previously said it would be a good idea for investigators to probe what happened in Alabama. Yeah, spokesman. We cannot permit dishonest campaign tactics to go unchecked in our democracy, no matter which side they purportedly help, Hoffman said in his apology. Considering it's the Democrats who've been using dishonest campaign tactics right along for well longer than my lifetime, yeah. I mean, it's a documented fact that dead people in Chicago voted for Kennedy. Documented fact. I mean, hell, when they registered the dead people, they literally used the cemeteries as their addresses in most cases. This last election, New Hampshire, really shady shit went on with the with votes and stuff like that, which would make sense on why Hillary managed to pull off in a state where you didn't see shit for Hillary signs, you saw Trump signs all over the place. And somehow, yeah, you have Colorado, where they had people registered in multiple states voting in there. They had some other shady shit going on there. I mean, Massachusetts, like California, lets illegals vote. Documented. They've seen it. All right. You know, Beto O'Rourke of the Guadalajara O'Rourke's, his own staff admitted to Project Veritas that they knew illegals were voting for him in large numbers. So, yeah. And this is, you know, when you have the Democrats saying, oh, voter ID laws are bad, bad. You know, like the idea of Orange Man bad, going, Orange Man bad, voter ID bad. You know, the reason why they'll do stuff like that is because they know that those things level the playing field and make it so that they can't run roughshod. All right? Trump literally did that by just getting elected. Because you didn't have, you know, you didn't have some fucking neocon Republican who's just going to fucking end up cucking in the end, which is what you usually see with this type of shit. Because, oh yeah, well, border security, a wall, blah blah blah, and they'll fucking cuck to the left. Trump hasn't done that. You know, so they, yeah, that's just how they operate. They can't handle anything that does not go their way and make it so that they get what they want. Which, that's why they went after Moore like they did. Because they knew if he won, they wouldn't get what they wanted. Oh, God. Dimitri Melhorn, a political advisor for Hoffman, declined to comment. Moore, contacted through his former spokeswoman, did not immediately respond. A spokeswoman for Jones did not immediately respond to requests either. Well, why didn't you actually try contacting Moore directly? You would have probably had a better chance of getting a response. And to me, when you have this disinformation campaign exposed, what they're doing, how they went after him to discredit him, using, you know, slanderous and libelous materials. Might be one person you want to try to talk to directly, but yet you went through their and contacted their former spokeswoman, well, his former spokeswoman, that has nothing to do with him, hoping that that would work on getting in touch with him. That's just kind of dropping the fucking ball, if you ask me. Marshall said in the interview that the rapidly changing nature of campaigning on social media has made it difficult for authorities to know how to address disinformation tactics in elections. Technology has put us in a difficult position in many respects in terms of the applicability of current laws, Marshall said. No, it hasn't. That's complete fucking horse shit. Because they literally, if someone commits a crime online, okay, usually it's crossing state lines. Yeah, that's a federal crime. It's real simple. There should be a federal investigation, and if any federal crimes were broken, it should be charged. And then maybe when they lie or forget a detail or whatever else, you know, they can get fucked by the FBI too. with that bullshit law that if you quote unquote lie to the FBI, it's a fucking felony. To me, that's complete bullshit. Because if you accidentally switch a date around or some shit, they can nail you on that felony. That's what they did with some of the Trump people. They literally, because they misstated a date, they got fucked. So, to me, maybe a good idea that, you know, we use the feds in this situation. Oh, wait, the feds are fucking corrupt. You know, they're they're actually in bed with the fucking, you know, that being the deep state that they are. The left, you know, the Democrats, they tend to be the same deal, you know, on the note of in bed with the globalism and the clandestine fucking shit. So they're bedfellows. So maybe not the FBI, but, you know, some federal agency should be looking into this. Because the feds would probably just go, oh, nothing to see here. Kind of like they did with Hillary's email. Anyway, I mean, it just goes to show you here that nothing's being, you know, talked about with more. Hell, it was kind of left with the idea in people's minds that he was guilty of this fucking shit. You would think when he's been vindicated, it was a disinformation campaign, one legacy media outlet would actually really report on this shit. But no, of course not, because it doesn't go with their narrative. They already used him, and they don't care about straightening his life out. They don't care that they fucked him over. They didn't get, they got what they wanted, and they didn't have to, you know, to save themselves after the fact, straighten out shit and retract or anything like that. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.